Hi, everybody. This week, for our weekly update on COVID-19 with the mayor, we're going to change it up a little bit. And we're going to celebrate the amazing recognitions of a community leader, Omar McMillan, who is a fourth grade teacher at STEM and also the coach for the boys Spartans basketball team. Thank you so much for joining us, Omar.
Thank you for having me.
And even though Omar has been in Richfield as a teacher for 17 years, and he's been inspiring our students and our families and our whole community along the way, this year has been a great year for him because he's received so many different recognitions as a teacher and as a coach. One of those recognitions is that, Omar, you are nominated for you're one of the 10 finalists for Teacher of the Year this year from over 130 candidates. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you.
And you also were voted for, you were the section coach of the year as well as the statewide coach of the year in your section as well.
Yes, it's been a big year.
And lastly, we also know that our boys basketball team was the section champions as well too.
Yep, absolutely.
So many recognitions for you and our community and our students. What does it feel like to receive all of these accolades this year for your work?
That's a big thing. It's very humbling, very honoring to be recognized for the things that you're so passionate about, and you have built so much around as far as community and relationships and different things, and especially when it has to do with the youth.
Right.
It's just so powerful to be able to have this honor and stand as a kind of the forefront leader.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you have any messages that you want to share with our community as we are in our stay-at-home order? People are getting restless. That has really impacted our mental health, our emotional health, our financial well-being as individuals and as a whole community. What is some advice that you give to our students and to our families and to our whole community in this really difficult time?
I've been a strong believer. I believe in thinking on the bright side of different things, and I think it's something to learn out of every situation that we involve ourselves in, or that whether we can control or not. The biggest thing is patience. Right now, we have a lot of people that are standing on the front line trying to put us back to quote unquote our normal lives. So we have to be patient with them and follow the guidelines of staying at home and washing our hands and being healthy and safe. I know as a teacher, a people type of person. And right now, if we wouldn't be doing this, I would probably be at the high school right now running some drills and different stuff like that. And I know that my players are itchy, and I know that my students are itchy to get back to normal life. But we need them to kind of stay at home and exercise and spend time with the family, and not only build yourself physically, but mentally as well too. Get more engaged in some of the things that can kind of help your basketball IQ. I'm reading more books now and finding out about more things than I probably would have took the time to do had I been ripping and running and doing my usual routines.
Great, thank you so much. Patience is definitely something that we're trying to promote here at the city as well as cooperation and understanding through this whole process, because it takes all of us cooperating to get through to the other end of this successfully. And lastly, is there any last things that you want to share with our community? You know, we want you to know that we really look up to you as a whole community. Our students, our families, our entire city looks up to your leadership, and we're very thankful for your role modeling in every single thing that you do for our community. It's a huge asset. So are there any last things that you'd like to share with us?
Well, one of the big things that we promote in our basketball program is our "We Over Me" mantra. And it basically talks about what can you do for your fellow man? What can you do for your fellow teammates? Mm-hmm. And some of the things we transition to our classroom and stuff too. If you had the opportunity to walk into my classroom, you'll see the kind of community that we build on a daily basis. And I was kind of raised that way. You know, you look out for your community because it's a place where you live and that represents you. And the more that you can do for your community, you know, it's the more that your community can do for you. So in the situation this year where, you know, the teacher of the year and the coach of the year and the sectional championship, you know, that was all about building a community aspect around sports and education, because our other mantra was to bring the city out. Mm-hmm. So every time we would play, you know, we would promote bringing people out. I mean, we had a big crowd at the sectional championship game. Our attendance at our home game was phenomenal. And sports does that. Sports does that, and education does that. So the more that we can keep building our community out through over the we, over me mantra is just great in itself.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us
Thank
to
you.
celebrate you and your accomplishments in our whole community. And we look forward to continuing to find ways to celebrate in the midst of COVID.
Thank you.
Thank
so much.
you.
Appreciate it.